Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you my week 15 pregnancy update. But before I get into that, if you haven't seen my last video, which was our gender announcement video, go ahead and watch that now. I will be talking more in depth about how we found out and how the ultrasound went later on in this video. So in week 15, baby is the size of a navel orange. I still am experiencing a lot of food aversions this week. That has not changed whatsoever. I'm just doing the best I can, taking it day by day and just eating what I can as I feel like I can eat it. And then I'm still not experiencing any sort of food cravings at all. I think that just has to do with the fact that most food doesn't sound appetizing to me, so I'm not experiencing any sort of cravings. I don't have a whole lot of symptoms to talk about this week. Things have been pretty mild with the exception of my allergies and nasal congestion that has just continued to become increasingly more frequent. This week in particular, my sleep has been disrupted because of this congestion that I have. It's definitely the worst at night, which is unfortunate because it's causing me to not get great sleep. There have been so many nights this week where I've been waking up pretty much every hour because the congestion is so bad that I can't breathe through my nose. So I'm only breathing through my mouth, which causes me to snore, and it's just really uncomfortable, and I feel bad for John because it's affecting his sleep as well. So I'm trying to find some natural remedies to help with that. I have it's kind of like a neti pot, but it's in a bottle, not an actual neti pot, but it's like you put water and saline in it and it rinses the nasal passages. And normally that has been really helpful to me, but this week it has not helped whatsoever, which is quite unfortunate. This week, I'm pretty sure that I've started to feel the baby move. Now, it's not happening all the time, so I'm still kind of unsure if it's really the baby moving or not, but I'm pretty sure. Like, I know my body pretty well, and I'm pretty sure it's the baby moving because it's usually when I'm laying down or laying on my side, usually at night, and it feels like just a very subtle muscle twitch. It's just like bloop bloop, like it's so subtle and soft, and it's just like unlike anything I've ever really felt. It's usually isolated to just one area, like right below my belly button. I felt it most like towards the right of my belly button, but just below it. Like I said, it's just so subtle and soft, and it's just like this little twitch, and I'm pretty sure it's the baby moving, and I'm so excited to continue feeling that and to feel baby moving even more over the coming weeks. This week I had the first of my second trimester prenatal appointments. This one was just really quick. I had my blood pressure checked, they measured my uterus and my waist, and then they used the Doppler to check on baby's heartbeat, which was good. It was a heart rate of 150 beats per minute. And then I went and had lab work done. I don't remember if I mentioned this in any of my previous updates, but John and I did decide earlier in my pregnancy that we wanted to have the genetic screening done. So my first trimester screening, everything came back normal. As far as the genetic aspect of it, everything came back low risk. There were no abnormal markers or anything, so I'm super grateful for that. So the lab work I had done this week was just the second trimester part of that. And since my first trimester screening came back normal, they aren't expecting anything in the second trimester to come back abnormal either. So yeah, I will definitely keep you updated once I get those results in from that lab work that I just had done. So the big thing that happened this week in week 15 was that we went in and had an early gender ultrasound done, and we found out that we're having a little boy, and I am just so excited. I am still kind of feeling like I'm living in a dream. It's amazing, and John and I are both so happy. If you've seen my previous pregnancy updates, especially early on, I had dreams that this baby was a girl. So for the first part of my pregnancy, I was definitely thinking that this baby was a girl. And the last few weeks, that feeling kind of just went away randomly. And the last week before we found out, especially, I was having dreams pretty much every night that this baby was a boy. So it's all very confusing when you have dreams about it being a girl, then you have dreams about it being a boy. I went into that ultrasound just not even knowing what to expect. And before the appointment, John was asking me again, like, do you still feel like it's a girl? Like, what are you feeling? And I was like, I honestly just don't know anymore. I really thought early on it was a girl, but I've been having dreams that it's a boy now, and I just don't know what to think. And so we went in to the ultrasound place. It wasn't a doctor's office. It was just one of those 3D, 4D ultrasound clinics, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And at first, she could not see the baby very well. I mean, we could see him, but we couldn't see his private parts, if you know what I mean. She couldn't get a good view of in between his legs to figure out if he was a boy or a girl. So she had me get up off of the table, and I had to jump around and kind of like sway my hips around and do some coughs, like fake coughs, but pretty much doing anything I could to try to get the baby to move around at least enough to where she could see between the legs. So I did that for a little while. She had me lay back on the table, and then she actually had me lay down on my right side, and that was really helpful for her. She was able to get a much better view of the baby, which the baby looked great. I say this every single time I give you guys an update on an ultrasound, but of course that baby has grown so much. The last ultrasound we had was at the end of 9 weeks, and I had this ultrasound at 15 weeks. So there was quite a long gap there, and the baby just looks so different, like so much bigger. And the first thing we noticed when she started the ultrasound was that the baby had hiccups, which I just thought was so adorable for some reason. And the baby was moving around so much. And she even asked me if I had felt any movement, and I explained to her that I think I've been feeling little bits of movement here and there. And she was explaining to me that some people have an anterior placenta, which pretty much makes it difficult for you to feel baby's movement early on. And she said that my placenta is not like that. So she was like, you'll definitely feel this baby move if you aren't already feeling it. So she finally got a good enough look in between the baby's legs to figure out if baby was a boy or a girl. And I remember just laying there, and I was looking at the screen, and all of a sudden things became more clear, and as soon as I saw that, I like gasped, and I put my hands over my mouth, and I looked at the ultrasound tech, and I was like, is that what I think it is? And she was just like, if you're thinking boy, then yes, you are correct. And I was just like, I was just shocked, and I looked over at John, and he was just smiling. He just had the biggest smile on his face, and I was like, are you sure? Like, are you serious? just couldn't believe it. Like, I was just so shocked. Just because, I don't know, I really didn't know what to expect. And of course, either way, whether, even if she had said like, it's a girl, I mean, we still would have been so incredibly happy. Overall, we're just excited and happy to finally be pregnant, and I'm so excited to be experiencing pregnancy, even the not so great parts of it. And yeah, it was just a very surreal moment finding out that we are having a boy. And after we left the appointment, I just kept looking at John and I was like, can you believe it? Like, we're having a boy, like, you're gonna have a son and I'm gonna have a son, and it's just, we're gonna have a son. Like, it's just so surreal. Overall, through this pregnancy, I haven't really been emotional. Haven't been that typical crazy hormonal pregnant lady who's just raging one minute and crying and happy the next. I just haven't experienced those kinds of emotions. And since finding out that we're having a boy, anytime we are out somewhere and I see a little boy, just thinking about that now, I just get so overwhelmed with emotion, and I'm so excited and I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that John and I were able to have that appointment and find out together. You guys know that early on I was like, I do not want to wait until 20 weeks. That just seemed so far away. But then too, with John's work and his schedule, we just didn't know if by the time 20 weeks came around, if he would even be able to go to that appointment with me and find out. So that was another reason why we decided to try to find out earlier, was so that we could find out together. And I'm just so grateful for that experience. We did have to pay out of pocket for it. It was around $100, but it was 100% worth it to be able to have that experience together and find out. And yeah, it was an amazing experience, and we are both just so incredibly excited. So that's all of the update I have for you this week. I will insert an update on my bump here. I definitely feel like it's starting to pop out a little more. I definitely can feel a difference in my belly now. It just feels a little bit bigger. It feels tighter. Yeah, I'm definitely starting to see a noticeable change in my belly. If you are in week 15 of your pregnancy, leave me a comment down below and let me know how you have been feeling. Also, let me know when you found out the gender of your baby. Did you find out during your pregnancy, or did you let it be a surprise at birth? I love hearing people's different experiences with that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video very, very soon.